We live? What the fuck? I don't see any video. What's going on here? There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're doing a new thing. We're doing it. Yeah, we're doing it. KABUTO's doing a new thing. Um, yeah, there's been some drama around the VPC. Some people have done review streams, and some people have thought those review streams were unfair, including mine. I didn't listen to the songs for very long. I skipped stuff. I didn't hear things that were in the songs that people thought was valuable. Um, Give me 1 second to copy this stream link to Facebook so people will see it. Um, there we go. All right, yeah. So people haven't liked the reviews that have been given out in these review streams, and part of the problem with that, that's driving all this drama, is that there's like 40 billion songs, and it's really hard to listen to that many songs, especially in a row, and give them enough time to talk about them fairly. And people keep trying to go through all the songs and give all their thoughts. That's why I did 20 seconds per song. I was like, this is the only way I'm going to get through all these. The last couple of rounds, I think I tried to listen to all the songs, but I wasn't able to give enough thought to every single song. So here's the other thing. Not everybody in this competition in the VPC is going to listen to fucking any of these review streams. So what's the point in offering constructive criticism to people who are never going to even hear it? I know there's people who come in and drop these tracks and then they go and have sex with a beautiful partner or something. Fuck that. I'm making this stream for the people who have complained that the reviews they got on live streams were bad. So I'm going to give you a good review. It's not going to say your song's good, or is it? Let's find out. But it's going to be a thoughtful review. It's going to be hopefully helpful. Probably not, but hopefully. Yeah, so I have here a list of songs. Actually, I should make this font bigger so people can see it for accessibility. That's too big. No, it's not all on the screen. Excuse me. I've been drinking again to prepare for this stream so that I can be honest. Gotta drink to be honest. That's how it works. Alright. So I've selected. So, yeah. So you can't do all the songs. So I'm going to do a few songs. I'm going to tell you why I selected all these songs. Night City Glitches, Tom Hanks. These guys, they've been on Facebook complaining about reviews, saying you didn't give me a good review. You didn't listen to my whole verse. You're full of shit. One Up Funk, they've been on Facebook complaining. You didn't listen to my whole thing. You didn't say the right thing. I'm good. I'm dope, and you said I'm not dope, etc. So I'm gonna give these two guys, super in-depth, thoughtful reviews. I'm gonna review the shit out of these tracks. KKMDS. Here's the thing. I put out a post on Facebook. I was like, anybody who wants a legit review, just let me know. Nobody volunteered. So I think all the people complaining don't really want an honest, in-depth review. I think they just want people to say their songs are good. So this whole thing is somewhat pointless. But I'm going to imagine everybody just didn't see my post because, to be fair, Facebook groups are really hard to find posts in. So maybe everybody just didn't see it. So anyway, back to what I was saying. KKMDS posted... I liked their song. I didn't listen to the words, and once I heard the words, I liked it less. But I liked it. I was positive in my last stream. And then Thugmaster J posted a meme that was like, "You don't like our song because you're too tuned to pop music bullshit, and you can't understand things that are outside that paradigm." Okay, interesting. That made me like the song even less because I didn't think it was that outsider. I thought it was pretty conventional. Music. It was just sort of, So that I want to talk about. I think that's worth talking about. Maybe that meme was ironic and they actually made a bad song on purpose and they're just joking. In which case, I look pretty silly. But I'm okay with that. I'm wearing a stupid 4chan mask, in 2021. That's ridiculous. I probably look like an alt-right provocateur, but I'm not. I'm just KABUTO, a rapper who made this decision to make this my brand in 2007 and have regretted it ever since. So after that, I want to talk about Whales of Whales by Rad Labs Incorporated. actually love this song. I'm a big fan of this song in this round. And I want to talk about why, and I want to talk about it in the context of some of the other songs. I just think it's an interesting track. Other people have told me they've made bad songs in previous rounds. I don't remember who anybody is, except for like the people who are my friends. So maybe that's true. I don't remember what else they made. In fact, someone sent me one of the songs they made in a round before this, and I thought, yeah, that is bad, but then I immediately forgot about it again. So who cares? Next, Perfect Cell, Joey Z and Adeline. These folks were talking a lot of shit on Twitch. In fact, they provoked most of this drama that I'm sort of responding to. So, it's only fair that I review their song. In fact, Joey Z said, review my song, so I'm going to do it. Honestly, I'm going to say the things that I would say no matter what, because I know Joey Z can take it. I know Adeline can take it probably. I'm going to be very honest about what I think of that song. And then lastly, Muffet Ronin. That's me and Beaker. Just because I'm talking this shit, if I'm talking shit, I should answer for my crimes. And I should talk about what's good or bad about my song and Beaker's song. That's what I think. It's only fair. So let's get into it. This mask is really hot. I'd like to turn on the fan over there. I do have my window open, but then it's going to be audio fan noise. I should have not put on this hoodie, but I did because I thought it would make me look cool. All right. That is a good motivator to finish the stream quickly so that I can go eat and whatnot. Night City Glitches, Tom Hanks. Right, okay. So here's the track. Can I full screen it? Open the lyrics. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So we have two verses. One by #Raccoon and one by No Shoes. What I'm going to do... Oh, yeah, here's my format here. I'm going to be very generous with my time here. I'm going to play through the entire song and be quiet. In fact, I'll mute my mic or something. And we'll just listen to the whole song together. And then I'll come back to the beginning and I'll start talking about what I think about it. But I'm going to listen really closely because I've forgotten all the songs already, you know? I'm going to take it in fresh as much as I can. So let's go.
Message in a bottle, no, not for me. I don't need to write a damn thing on that USB. I got a mermaid pregnant, start a family, and we live on this island for eternity. Don't type no lines, I'ma live my best life. I'm not hallucinating, dude, that mermaid is my wife. In this fool's paradise, there can be nothing wrong. Try and leave if you want, no shoes, but I'm staying on. Oh man, I'm kinda not feeling that good. I think I need to drink some water. Something, I think I'm seeing stuff.
Gee, you probably don't even know shoes. Washed up on many shores, the water knowing these blues. No stranger to storms, they know there's nothing to prove. The plane's gone, the song's words, the last bit that I'll do. So many hugs that I missed, opportunities dusted. Bonds strengthened and broken, tokens familiar and rusted. Taking blows from my friends when foes from yesterday trusted. Onward comes a slow death, these bones who barnacle and trusted. Kill my kin that I love them, assure the missus not worry. It's all been a trip, ignored the road for the journey. Must have really done dirt, fate chose a deadlocked jury. Not merely a flicker of what was a blazing hot fury. Damn foolish of vibe to say I've made no regrets. I've got a lot more to say if we'd only found a cassette. Not much longer now, my insulin pumps at 1%. If the ship comes in, I'll miss it, my soul's done got up and left.
Yo. I have to stop that. Okay. Cool. All right. We've listened to the whole song, and I think I listened to it closely. I selected some lyrics that were really bad, and now I've lost the selection, but it was this one. Yeah. Okay. The beat I like. I like that. Do. That's my production crit. It's good. Actually, I'm going to play it again. How do I... Okay.
Write a damn thing on that USB. I got a mermaid pregnant, start a family, and we live on this island for eternity. Don't type no lines.
Yeah, okay. So this beat, it's, you know, it's not blowing me away. It's not like holy shit, I can't believe they did that. It's not that kind of good, but it's solid. This is a solid beat. I'd rap on this beat for sure. Okay, so that I'd say is good. The rapping is bad, and let me think. Where do I want to go with this? I'll get into the content later because I think it's worth getting into the content. But first, I'm just going to talk about the rapping. And I sort of screamed about this last stream briefly on someone. I don't remember who I yelled at for no reason, but there's a lot of nerdcore rappers who rap, and Joey talked about this a lot in his stream, who rap like this. I'm talking like this, and I'm gonna tell a rap. And it's like, I'd love to sit down with some of these folks and hear them tell me why they do that. I want to know, because if you listen to any like non-nerdcore or like non-parody rap made in the last 20 years, 30 years, no one does that. No one does that kind of sing-song vocal inflection. So my question is, where are you getting that from? Why are you doing that? And why won't you stop? Please stop doing that. It's awful. It sounds bad. It makes it hard to... It makes it embarrassing to listen to your music. Don't do it. That's my feedback on just that inflection. The like da 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 da. I want to get to the rest of like the rapping, because there's a lot of other things I can talk about with the rapping. But just that inflection, don't do it. Like, that's even in the 80s, people were like doing something more naturalistic, something more listenable than that. So yeah, I don't want to belabor the point because, you know, I've sort of made it already. But yeah, don't do that. Now, let's see. The cadence is just typical, sort of not very good. And so what I mean by that is, I guess I'm not really equipped sort of off the cuff to explain this without diagrams and beat charts or measures or whatever the fuck. But basically, when you're speaking English or any language, there's certain syllables that are easy to say in rapid succession, and there's other syllables and letters and sounds, phonemes with your mouth that are harder to say, and so they take longer to say. And so human speech has kind of a natural rhythm to it. For example, when I said kaidava, I said that really fast. I said other syllables slower. So it's natural to say some things quickly, some syllables quickly, and other syllables slowly. When you want your rap to sound good and natural, you want to say the things that you say fast, and say the things that you say slow. A lot of sort of bad rapping doesn't really internalize that. And so what you end up doing is saying things that should be said quickly, slowly, which sounds super awkward and like you're dragging out syllables to fit the bar. And then other things that you should say slow, you try to rush through them to fit in the beat. And then you're sounding like you're stumbling over yourself, and it's like, it's bad. And I could probably go through, like, No Shoes was the one complaining about people not listening to this verse. So I could go through this whole verse and pick out like all the times where that happens, but it would probably be most of the verse. So that's just something that's not being done in this rapping. This guy's the producer, so I'll listen to that again, because I was mostly listening to this one because that was the one that was allegedly not given attention. This is the one I'm talking about, but this one is not good either. But the beat's good, so good job, Raccoon. Yeah, so there's that. In terms of the lyrics, you know, this is definitely also suffering from just like, it feels like you're trying to make things rhyme and you're saying things that aren't really English, you know. And I'm not being a snob about grammar or whatever, but like when you say things backwards in like Yoda talk to get the right word at the end so that you can rhyme it, that's very like bad rap. Like foes from yesterday, taking blows from my friends, from foes from yesterday, trust. Like, what the fuck? Say it normal, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not working forwards, don't switch the words around and make it Yoda talk. Just write something else. And that's going to be hard. You're going to have to throw it away and come up with a new bar, but it's worth it, I promise. Like, get that stuff out of there. Start talking like a human being in your songs, because if you do this, like gibberish rap, unless you're doing some kind of crazy company flow, surrealist thing, and that's your jam. It's gonna be just alienating to people. No one's gonna be like, man, this guy's telling it like it is. They're gonna be like, what the fuck, which is what I'm saying right now. Yeah. Okay. I guess why don't I haven't, it's hard for me to remember all the lyrics and everything I thought about each bar as I went through it. So I'm just going to read through it verbally. And then I'm going to talk about what I think about the bars. Message in a bottle. No, not for me. I don't need to write a damn thing on that USB. So this is something that they talked about on Joey's stream, which I agree with, which is basically, doing this meta stuff about the challenge. Like, no one's gonna remember the challenge detail prompt next year, like, and so this intro is gonna be like, what was that? I guess there was some challenge about, like, is that creating value for listeners, for anyone? I guess it's maybe a way to win in the moment, and maybe you don't care about this song as like an artifact that lasts beyond this week or something. Maybe that's valid. I don't want to say like you have to make something that's intended to be listened to again after this week, but if you are, I would say try to make something that can exist outside the context of the VPC and be its own thing. I got a mermaid pregnant, start a family, and we live on this island for eternity. Don't type no lines. I'ma live my best life. This is a filler line for sure, but I don't actually know what it means. Don't type no lines. I don't know what that means. I'm not hallucinating, dude. That mermaid is my wife. Okay, that's the same as this. You're sort of repeating stuff, so there's not a lot of value in these two bars at all. In this fool's paradise, there could be nothing wrong. Filler again. Try and leave if you want. No shoes, but I'm staying on. Okay, so I think that's actually this is probably the best line of this verse, because it actually gets to the core of like a conflict that could be happening in this song, where one guy wants to stay on the island, the other guy wants to leave, but it's the last line of the verse. I think this is just like a skit line. So this is the last line of the verse, and you're finally getting to like what is the point of this verse. You like it here and you're gonna stay. Getting a mermaid I mean, I don't want to take it too seriously because it's meant to be funny, right? But mermaids live in the ocean, not on islands. So I don't normally associate mermaids with like islands that you get shipwrecked on. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they hang out on islands, but I feel like they're ocean people. They hang out in the sea. So I mean, I think getting a mermaid pregnant is not super funny to me, but that's subjective, I guess. Anyway, I feel like there's like a grain of something promising in this verse, of just like conceptually, like you want to stay on the island, you're going crazy, maybe you drank funny, you're dehydrated and you're hallucinating, maybe. I think this could have been workshopped, is what I'm saying, and turned into something better than this. This feels like a really, really rough draft of like the first idea, and it's like you could refine this into something pretty funny, and maybe even do a trading bars type of thing. Because if you guys are at odds with each other, trying to fight over, oops, sorry, hit my pop filter. If you're at odds over this, leaving or staying or whatever, then incorporate that, work together, make a collaborative set of verses. All right, no shoes. Gee, you probably don't even know shoes. What? So I think Joey and Z and Shane were positive about that bar, but maybe they were doing that ironically. I don't really remember. I get it's your rap name. What does it mean? Like are you talking to Raccoon that he doesn't know you? Why? I'm gonna read on and hope that I get more context that makes sense. Washed up on so many shores, the water knowing these blues. Okay, shoes washing up on shores. I like that imagery. That's kind of cool. That's got sort of a melancholic aspect to it that I can get into. The water knowing these blues doesn't. That's gibberish. What? The water knows these. The water is blue, and are you saying the water knows that you're sad? Like, this is not good. No stranger to storms. Okay, good start. They know there's nothing to prove. What? What? What are you saying? Storms know there's nothing to prove? Storms don't know anything. Even if you're trying to anthropomorphize storms, I don't think of that. This isn't, there's nothing here. It sounds like you're reaching for poetry, but like, what the fuck is that? That doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't even mean something like in the abstract. I'm getting nothing from that. The plane's gone. Okay, we're back to the island thing. This song's words, the last spit that I'll do. Is that supposed to be double meaning, like spit out of your mouth, saliva, and also rapping? Or is this just rapping? Is this just a very awkward way of saying that you're not going to make any more rap songs? Because this is this very bizarre way to say this. And it seems like you would do this kind of bizarre phrasing as a way to force a rhyme, except it's not actually. I don't think spit is rhyming with any. This is just not, it's not naturalistic. And it's not surrealistic either. It's just crunchy. So this is not good. The plane's gone is like weirdly literal compared to all the rest of what's come in the verse so far. It's just like, oh yeah, and the plane's gone. Remember, we're on an island. We washed up on it. We crashed. Like, you gotta pick a lane. You know what I'm saying? All right, so many hugs that I've missed. That's sad. I've missed a lot of hugs in the past year. I can relate to that. Are you saying you would have gotten hugs if you were not on your island? That's true. Opportunities dusted. Dusted. I don't. Maybe this is cool slang that I don't get. I know dusted can mean stuff. I feel like dusted is kind of a contextual slang that I don't get what it means in this context, except that you lost opportunities probably. But I don't feel like I would say, man, my opportunity was just dusted. I don't think do people say that? I feel like people don't, but I'm willing to admit I'm wrong in this situation. If you can find me an example of a real person saying that their opportunity was dusted, I will concede this point. Because I've been wrong before. I said on my video about why dilated people sucks, Raka Arascience said, I moved to strike like a lawyer. And I was like, strike like a lawyer? Lawyers don't strike. But actually, moving to strike something is something that lawyers do. And I was completely wrong. And I just put that on YouTube for everybody to see and get mad at me about. So that was embarrassing. So if I'm doing something like that, again, I'm willing to admit that I made a mistake. Bonds strengthened and broken, tokens familiar but rusted. Okay, we're back to what the fuck zone again. Bonds strengthened and broken. Okay, are you still talking about things that you would have done if you weren't stuck on this island? Because that's what you were doing before, right? I think. And now bonds strengthened. So you're saying you would have made friends with people and then like had falling outs with people? I guess that's true. I mean, that's valid to ruminate about, but I feel like that's kind of a complicated concept and you can't do that in half a bar. It just sounds like confusing. If that's what you're saying, I'm not really sure. Tokens familiar but rusted. I don't know what this means at all. Tokens familiar, but what tokens? Money? Familiar but rusted? You have quarters in your pocket and they're rusting? Like, that's the best I can get out of that. I don't know. I'm like 20% sure that's what you're trying to say here. And here's the thing, like, I've been listening to Open Mike Eagle's LP interview podcast for the last couple of weeks. So I've been listening to a shitload of LP. I've been listening to a lot of Company Flow. I've been listening to a lot of Can Ox. I've listened to a lot of rap that is like not grammatical, that is crazy words jammed together in ways that don't totally make sense, but they sound super dope. this doesn't sound super dope. So you got to bring me something else. That's what I'm saying here. It's valid to write bullshit that doesn't mean anything, but like if you're gonna do that, you have to have some other aspect to it that makes it worth it. So, you know, I talked about the flow and stuff and whatnot already, so I'm talking about this now. Onward comes a slow death, these bones soon barnacle encrusted. There's more Yoda talk. These bones soon barnacle encrusted. Don't do it. Just don't do it. If you write that, delete it. That's what you should do. And you know, you're saying you're dying, I guess. I feel like this is very fatalistic compared to Raccoon up here seems to think that you're trying to get off this island. But down here in your verse, you're like saying, oh, I'm going to die. I'm just dying. So like, I'm not seeing synergy between you two with the lyrics. Tell my kin that I love them. No one calls people their kin. That's some like, you know, some fucking fantasy novel from 1980 shit. Like, come on. Don't talk like this. Assure the missus not worried. Like, why are you talking like well, like a fucking sailor? I guess that's on theme, but like you weren't doing that for the rest of it. If you're gonna do a character rap, do it for the whole song and not for like a bar. It's all been a trip. Ignored the road for the journey. This is a cliche that you've written backwards or something, and I'm not sure how the cliche applies to anything you've said up to this point. Must have really done dirt. There's another cliche. Fate chose a deadlocked jury. What? What does that mean? A deadlocked jury is when there's two groups of people in the jury who don't agree with each other. Who are the groups of people? What are their positions, metaphorically in this situation? I don't know what you're talking about. If you're gonna do a metaphor, you have to do the metaphor for the whole verse. You can't just throw shit in the middle, like in half a bar, a quarter of a bar, and just be like, "Yep, got him." It's just not. It doesn't evoke anything. You're just rushing through mixed metaphors, which already is bad writing, and you're not supporting any of them with like imagery or whatever, which means they don't do anything for you except fulfill a rhyme scheme, I guess. Now merely a flicker of what was a blazing hot fury. What's the hot fury? What is it? Your life? Are you the blazing hot fury? I don't know. You haven't been blazing or hot or furious up to this point. Damn foolish have I to say I've made no regrets. What? You don't make regrets. You have regrets. This is just bad grammar and not like cool bad grammar. So come on. I'd have a lot more to say if we just found a cassette. Cause you're putting it. Are you referring back to the USB thing? Because I think a USB can hold a lot more audio than a cassette. Even though I know you have a 2-minute limit or whatever. I guess that's what it's another reference to the challenge prompt. But it's another thing where it just, outside the context of someone who's read that whole prompt in detail, which not even everybody who did this VPC round read that fucking prompt very closely, including me. So, like, no one who listens to this is probably, after, 2 weeks from now, is going to remember why you said that. Not much longer now. My insulin pumps at 1%. I mean, that would be interesting if it had anything to do with the rest of anything, Again, you're throwing in ideas here that aren't followed up on. They're not contextualized in any meaningful way, so like it doesn't really do anything for you. If the ship comes in, I'll miss it. A ship comes in, a ship coming in is something that's like scheduled. My soul's, so like that's I think that's bad writing. I think you mean like a ship to rescue you, but like a ship coming in is something that it does. A ship comes into port. That's like, then you're not stranded on an island. Then you're just waiting for a boat that is already coming. That's I think the wrong word choices. fuck. Hey Joey, I wasn't expecting to read whole verses either, but I feel like this is the move. Right now, I feel like this is the move. My soul's done, got up and went. That's not English. That's weird. That's bad. Yeah, so I've read your whole verse. I've given a lot of time to this verse, I think. I've given both verses as much time as I'm willing to give. So that's it. I think overall, beat is like an 8 out of 10. Verses are like a 3, maybe a 4. I mean, like, let's listen again.
In a bottle, no, not for me. I don't need to write a damn thing on that USB. I got
like, there's a perfect example of the rushing syllables. I don't need to write a damn thing on that USB. Like, that's, if your rap can't be said approximately the way that you would rap it and have it sound like you're talking, then it's fucked in most cases. Like, unless you're doing like super chopper shit like Kadesh Flow, where like, you know, he's chopping it up, you know. This is just like, I'm just talking weird, like, for no reason. Like, that's bad. Don't do that. So like when you said that, start a family, that makes you sound, sorry, I don't want to say something mean, but like, if you heard someone talking like that in real life, you'd think like, what the fuck is his problem? Why is he acting like a caricature of a douchebag? You know, you don't want to, I know you're not, I'm sure you're a nice person, but like, you don't want to adopt that cadence or inflection when you're rapping, because it just doesn't, I don't know, it's like doing your raps in a crazy shrill voice like this, which I kind of do. So, you know, but I do that because people want me to, not because I want to, because I desperately want to stop doing this stupid character. But, you know, this is what the life I've made for myself. But, you know, like, there's no reason to do annoying things for no reason that you don't have to. Just rap normal in a normal voice like you're talking. It's better to rap monotone than like this. Anyway, so that's Raccoon's delivery.
Nothing to prove. The plane's gone. The song's words the
No Shoes' like range of up and down sing song is a little bit more condensed, but it's still the same sing song. It's just not as wide, I guess, in terms of pitch variation. So it's a little bit less abrasive, I would say, but it's not. It still needs to not happen.
spit that I'll do. So many hugs that I missed. Opportunities dusted. Bonds strengthened and broken token.
Yeah, like, opportunities dusted. Like, why? Don't say every bar like you're a cartoon character who just, like, knocked their rival down a hole and they're walking away doing this. Like, opportunities dusted. Like, don't do that. It's fucking cartoon annoying shit. It's so annoying. Don't stop. Just stop. Stop it. All right. I think that's my review of this song. I'm not going to give these scores because, like, whatever. But I want to give them a long review. Okay. What's next? One Up Funk. I think I said the raps were bad on this, and then they dropped out. I hope that wasn't because I said the raps were bad. You know, we're all out here trying to do our thing in this fucking fucked up world. So, like, take care of yourselves, y'all, for sure. Like, this is just fucking games. I can't find it. Where is it? There it is. Beaches and Cream. Okay. Let's get set up. And, you know, I will say, I yelled a lot about ocean sounds in songs in my last stream, and that was just because, you know, I was listening to them all really fast, and when you click start on all the songs really fast and you notice that like 80% of them start with a crashing waves noise, you're gonna comment on it because it's funny. I don't think it's like unforgivable. I don't think it's a big deal. I just thought it was funny that like everybody was using ocean songs. Our song starts with the ocean song. Everybody did that island shit, you know, because it's setting the stage. It makes sense. It's a reasonable predictable choice if you're trying to do a song about being stuck on a fucking beach, you know, but it's funny because everybody did it anyway. Yeah, One Up Funk, they were on Facebook saying, you know, I felt bad when you said my raps weren't good. Fuck you, my raps are good. Those two things seem contradictory, but, you know, let's go. Let's listen to this. So yeah, I promised I'd listen to like whole songs and not talk. So I'm gonna mute myself again.
We ain't been eating nothing but maggoty spider meat for 3 stinking days.
Yeah, but we got 8 pairs of Reeboks, dog. Ooh, what's this? A mixtape. Labeled nothing but amen, brother.
No.
On loop.
Jesus.
Let's go.
Fucking loops, man. Ryan, look where the fuck we are on this island. I can't do this right now. Ryan, turn this fucking song off.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I got these random shells. Ooh. And I got some sticks and some random beach debris.
Ooh, that'll work.
Let's go.
A rider's busted up, dropping rhymes like a coconut, hoping they're provoking the totem chimes and it opens up. A broken structure ruptures from the scenery, intertwined with vines decaying time beneath me. A tropical island, got a sidekick Poseidon, trying to fuck with Poseidon, but it's hard to stay fluid as I scribe on papyrus. The esophagus tires, by a sensory fire in time with the movement. Circle tighten so we have a palaver, squawking with the sparrows holding court over this challenge. The Lord of the Flies says piggy's on the spit now. Watch me take this corny round and crank out a legit sound. How it's going down, rapping through a busted gut, throat ripping nasally scrub, picking the slack up. You better back up, I learned how to bellow. Stoke the fire, ripping pyre glistens, get the marshmallows. Kicking lyrics by the ocean, the coastal erosion broken by the tone spoken at the quotient. Copious atonement won't show the globe we've sown and we're imploding. So enjoy COVID and a collective of open mourning. No adorning fans, no exploring random sands. The globe is shut down for expansion till we get our stab. What the fuck was that, a crab riding on a deer? Please can we get back to the studio with our gear? I fucking hate it here. The fuck was that?
The fuck is that?
Dude,
Jesus.
it's a fucking chupacabra, man.
No.
Get the fuck out of here. That thing fucked us up last time.
Yeah, but we learned some pretty sick dance moves, baby.
Fuck.
Fucking.
We gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
All right. Jesus, fuck.
All right, so Joey Z is gonna be mad. I see him in chat. He's probably gonna be mad, but I like this more than when I listened to like 20 seconds of it in my previous stream. I still stand by like everything I said. I do think the gestalt of this is decent. I think the skits, like, they're a little bit DreamWorksy in terms of the sense of humor, which doesn't totally pop with me. It's all right. It's not pissing me off or anything, but it's sort of like, you could be funnier than this, to me. But, people love DreamWorks movies, so maybe you guys want to be doing that Madagascar thing, like, the guy, like, doing that to the beat and stuff. It's like, people don't do that. That's it's cartoon shit. But I'm a cartoon character, so I'm being super hypocritical here. But, I try to be a weird indie cartoon character from, like, Adult Swim. That's what I go for. I don't know if I always succeed, but, I try. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I thought the skits were fine. I thought the skits were cool. Like has been mentioned before, fucking it sucks to listen to these skits in the context of 40 songs where they all have skits. It's awful. And if you are trying to make a song for your album and you don't give a fuck about the VPC and pissing people off because they've heard 40 skits, then fucking make a skit. If you're trying to get good reviews for the VPC, if you're trying to make people happy who are listening to all the songs in the VPC, then don't do it. Basically that. Like, it's up to you, but you got to pick one of the, like I said before, pick a lane. You want to pick the skit lane, people are going to be mad. You can't get upset if you do that and then people don't like it and then you're like, why didn't you like it? Don't criticize us for that. Fuck you. Like, if you decide, fuck this contest, I'm going to make something that works well on my album, then if people in the contest don't like it, you have to take it on the jaw. Anyway, that's my opinion. I don't think it's a big deal, but, skits are annoying if you listen to 40 songs with skits. That's just, that would be true anywhere. Anyway, that's not important. The rap song is important, probably, I guess. I didn't talk about the beat. I didn't listen to the beat. I'm going to listen to it. Hang on. That's not the right song. What the fuck?
We ain't been eating nothing.
But I got these. Let's go.
Our rider's busted up.
This isn't anyone's fault who I know personally. But fuck, I hate why is this like this? It's like 2 pixels tall, and then you have to try to click on it. YouTube does this. Video players everywhere do this now, and I'm like, why? Why would you do this to human beings? This is a... Anyway.
But it's hard to stay fluid as I scribe on papyrus. The esophagus tires, pious sensory fire in time with the movement. Circle tighten so we have a palaver. Squawking with the sparrows holding court over this challenge. The Lord of the Flies says piggy's on the spit now. Watch me take this.
Okay. Listening to the beat now, because I was listening to most of the lyrics before. I'm digging this. I think the mix seems... These headphones are kind of dying on me, so I don't have a super good whatever. But mix sounds good from what I can hear. Maybe a little middle, more low end would be nice, but I'm not sure. I'm digging whatever is happening here with the like. It feels kind of outside of the predictable, amen break shit that's happening, and there's a bit of different things going on in the beat here. So like it's... I'm into the beat.
Stoke the fire, ripping pyre glistens, get the marshmallows. Kicking lyrics by the ocean, the coastal erosion. Fans, no exploring random sands. The globe is shut down for expansion till we get our stab.
It reminds me of like Touch It or something, where it's kind of weird. Those late 2000s. I think that's when Touch It was. I don't know, but not very like musical. That sounds really snobbish. I don't mean it in that sense, but just like or like clip stuff banging on the lunch table or whatever. Like that was a style that picked up for a while in the 2000s and not so much anymore, but like it's dope. It's dope in that way, and I'm into it, especially in the context of a lot of people sort of unimaginatively sampling the amen break. This stands out in a good way. All right, so now raps. I'm gonna go back. Maybe that's set up in the skit too with... Yeah. Oh, this is... Wait a minute. This isn't the skit. This is fucking notes. I don't feel like this was supposed to be in the lyrics, but whatever. Actually, I'm just going to play this because it sounds like either something that you guys listen to or something that you should be listening to, right? Yo, mayday, 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 mayday. Yo. Alright, I hope I wasn't awkwardly breathing into the microphone that whole time. Here's the point. Busta Rhymes isn't like... He doesn't have bars, He doesn't have bars that you're like, damn, I can't believe he just said that. If you read out everything he writes, then it's like, it's fine. It's not like cringy for the most part. It's decent. But the way that he delivers it in terms of flow and the way of like inflection and volume and dynamism and all that stuff is fucking amazing. So he's like selling this entirely on delivery, just about, I would say. And so, I want to come back to the criticism I made before, which is like, you're rapping this as if it's good, and it's not like awful. It's way better than the last song. But it's like, there's just nothing where a lot of the delivery feels like you're saying it like it's a, holy shit, he just said that bar, and it's not. It's just kind of a regular rap bar, and that's okay. And I'm going to try to dig a bit more into the specifics of it, but that's basically my complaint, is like, I think Busta Rhymes is a good reference point because he's really aggressively saying bars that aren't amazing, but it works. And this is saying really aggressively bars that aren't amazing, and it's not quite working for me. And so I'm like, why is that? It's really hard to talk this long. I hate it, but here I am. Okay. Let me check my chat. Little Dick. Your inspiration is Little Dicky? Don't tell me that. I fucking hate Little Dicky. Anyway. Alright. Alright, okay. Let me play a bit more of the song.
Let's go. And it opens up a broken structure, ruptures from the scenery, intertwined with vines decaying time beneath me. A tropical island, got a sidekick Poseidon, trying to fuck with Poseidon, but it's hard to stay fluid as I scribe on papyrus. The esophagus tires, sensory fire in time with the movement.
Yeah, like this sounds like real. It sounds like real indie rap. It doesn't feel like entirely nerdcore, which is good. You don't want to sound nerdcore ever, unless you're like. I always feel bad because I actually think Frontalot is dope. He's carved out a niche and a delivery and stuff that I know Joey said he didn't like it, but I do like it. I think Frontalot is amazing. And he's going all over the place with some crazy shit. Nobody in nerdcore raps like Frontalot. Not even close. Nobody's even started to try to emulate what he's doing in terms of style. Everybody else, pretty much, not counting like the big deal people. Everybody on the internet is doing sort of much more conventional, either shitty parody rap or like regular indie rap. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I forgot. But yeah, this is getting into starting to sound like. I know people were talking about how incredible Wheelie Cyberman is and Optimus Rhyme. This is starting to sound like, not to that level of execution, but like that style where it's like, this is credible local indie rap for sure. So that's okay. Oh, you don't listen to his album? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't listen to anybody's albums, but yeah, okay. So let's. I'm just gonna take these bars because I remember like how you said them, right? A tropical island, got a sidekick beside him, trying to fuck with Poseidon, but it's hard to stay fluid. Like, you're delivering the hell out of that, and like, it's not. There's, I don't know. It's too much, It's like a guy acting out at the party. It's kind of embarrassing, unless the rhymes are absolutely mind-blowing. You don't want to be delivering them with. There's a bit of, I guess the intonation conveys kind of a smugness is what I'm trying to say. You sound smug about these bars and they're not good enough to be smug about. You can deliver them with energy, you can deliver them with power and volume and all that shit and not make it sound smug. I think that's what I'm getting, is smugness. You don't want to be like, yeah, I'm rapping. Like, it's not the sing-song thing that I was complaining about before, but it's like the grown-up cousin of the sing-song thing, where it's better, but it's still conveying that sort of like douchiness. And I'm not saying the person who rapped this is a douche. It's just that kind of voice. Hey, man. Hey, twerp. Hey, dweeb. You taking your lunchbox to school? Like, don't rap like that. It's annoying. It's the 80s bully voice, which is weird when you're talking about nerdcore. I don't know. I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but I think that's where it's starting to get into that. And it's just like, find another way to say this stuff, I would say. Just like, because it's, I haven't really dug into the lyrics yet, and I don't think they're as offensively bad as anything, really, but yeah, delivery wise, just relax. Listen to, because Buster, when it's like, yo, mayday, 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 it's like, it's interesting. It's off the wall. It's high energy, but it's not like, yo, mayday, 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 mayday. It's like, don't, stop. Okay, I want to talk about lyrics now because I'm doing that. I'm falling into the same thing that Joey was doing in a really funny way, and I feel like I'm stealing his joke by rapping like this. Yeah, the Guy Fawkes Max muffles the hell out of my audio, and the first time I tried to do a stage show, it was hell because I didn't realize the mic wasn't going to pick up anything until I was like on stage trying to do sound check, and then I was like, what the fuck are we going to do? And I ended up cutting a giant hole out of the mask. I think if I ever did a stage show again, I'd like get two of these and slice the jaw off and like put it on like some kind of head harness and like make it move. Excuse me, I'm burping. make it move with my jaw so I could actually open it and talk out of it. But yeah, it's pretty whack. I'll try to get closer to the mic, I guess. Okay, so let's look at the lyrics like I did before. Our ride is busted up. Dropping rhymes. Okay. Dropping rhymes like a coconut. I'm confused. I guess the skit dialogue is not here, so maybe there's context in the skit that explains that. I mean, look at this, makes me think you guys put a lot into this, so I don't want to shit all over it either. And I did say a lot of nice things, and I think you guys put together something that's like polished and good. So like, don't take this as like this is trash, because it's not. You did a good job. But I'm just gonna give it my feedback. Our ride is busted up, grafting lines like a coconut. Obviously, you're not talking about your ride. Is your ride dropping rhymes? I don't think so. That's not that great. Hoping that provoking the totem chimes and it opens up. I don't know what... I'm getting back to the same thing as the last song. I don't know what that means. What is the totem? Is this a dangling participle or whatever? What is it? What are you trying to open up? Your ride or the coconut or the totem? I don't know. I don't know what this means. Is this a reference to something? I don't know. A broken structure ruptures from the scenery. That's nice. That's a nice rhyme, internal there. Intertwined with vines. That's corny. I don't like that. Decaying time beneath me. I don't know what that means. Again, I don't... This is like... It feels like you're going for abstract imagery, but if you're going to go for... Like, look at a company flow song. If you're going for abstract imagery... Sorry, I'm stumbling a bit. You got to say cool shit. This isn't cool. This is just sort of like, high school poetry class. You got to say something fucking crazy sounding, Hang on. I'm going to look at a company flow lyric sheet. Is there anything dope in here? I'm much too much for any demon style to master me. Fuck, that's dope. This is offensive. I can't even say that, but it's like, it makes you turn your head, I guess. There's a lot of shit here. Not all of every line in here is amazing, but like transistor, blister, feedback, freak the impedance, funk flow, we expose frequencies in sequence. Like, I don't know what that means, but it's dope. I don't know what this means, and it's not dope. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna go for shit that no one understands, you gotta make it sound crazy and ill, Joey Z just called me out for saying ill in 2021, I think, or I called myself out. Anyway, that's my jam. I'm pretending to be a rapper, so, I use corny things like that. That's why I'm an inspiration to all of nerdcore. A tropical island got a sidekick beside him trying to fuck with Poseidon, but it's hard to stay fluid. Okay. A tropical island is a reference, I assume, to the challenge, the setting? But it's not saying it. You're just saying a tropical island. That's not it's like if Star Wars starts and Luke Skywalker is standing out there and he's like, a desert planet. Like, that's not anything. Especially if you're starting here now, what's the rest of this? Got a sidekick beside him. Are you talking about yourself in the third person? Is there somebody else? Trying to fuck with Poseidon. What does that actually mean? Again, how are you fucking with Poseidon? I get he's the sea god. You're stuck in an island at sea, but like, what are you doing? I don't know what that means. Hard to stay fluid. Again, I get there's a pun, fluid water, Poseidon, etc., but I don't know what staying fluid is. What is that actually? It can't be wordplay if there's only one, like, if it doesn't have a first meaning. There can't have a double meaning if there's not a first meaning, you know what I mean? As I scribe on papyrus. Scribe is a noun and not a verb. You can inscribe, I think. I don't think scribe is a verb that you can do. The esophagus tires. Your mouth, okay. See, I've made this error, I think, in making rap songs where you're rapping about rapping, and sometimes you're rapping about it in terms of writing on paper, and sometimes you're rapping about rapping in terms of talking. but you can't do both of them in 2 back-to-back lines, you know, because that's silly. You're either writing your raps or you're rapping your raps. They're not happening at the same time. That's crazy. No one can write that fast, and why would you if you're already rapping it, you know? I don't know this word. Do you mean pious like praying? That's not how you spell that, but maybe. Sensory fire, in time with the movement. Again, you know, I don't know what that means. What is the what are you sensing? What movement are you in time with? I don't know. Let's go. Circle tightens. What circle? So we have a palaver. I'm going to look up palaver because I forgot what that means. Define palaver. Unnecessarily elaborate or complex procedure. There's a lot of palaver involved. So we have a circle tightens. So we have a yeah. I still don't know what that means. You have a complex procedure. What is it? Squawking with the sparrows, holding court over this challenge. Are you just talking about the VPC again? I don't know. I'm not picking up what you're putting down here. The Lord of the Flies says, "Piggy's on the spit now. Watch me take this corny round and crank out a legit sound." So you're talking about the VPC, which I don't approve of, but that's, sorry, I hit the pop filter for the second time. I should have a little counter. I don't know. You're like dissing the VPC round, I guess, or like talking about how you're better than it. It's not working for me. Piggy's on the spit. I get that's a reference to Piggy from Lord of the Flies. But like, and that was a book that happened on an island, but I don't understand what it means. What is the meaning of this deployment of the Lord of the Flies reference, except, hey, remember Lord of the Flies, that book on an island? We're on an island. I don't understand if there's any further deeper metaphorical connection happening there. I'm not hearing it. I'm not getting it. How it's going down. Rapping through a busted gut. Okay, this is a filler. Rapping through a busted gut. Why is your gut busted? Are you Piggy? Are you on the spit? Did you get skewered? What's going on? Busted gut usually means you're laughing because something's funny. That's the meaning of that idiom. And I feel like it's not being used correctly because it doesn't sound like you're laughing. It doesn't seem like anything funny has happened in the rest of the song yet, except for the skit. That was kind of funny. Throat ripping nasally scrub. Picking the slack up. Throat rip. What? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what this means. Is the nasally scrub the rapper? Is he dissing himself? Is he being self-deprecating? That's valid, but I think you need to set this up in a way where there's more grammatical sense so that I can actually understand what you're saying, I guess. Picking the slack up. What's the slack? Are you saying you were slacking for the rest of the round? Are you saying everybody else in the round is slacking? I don't know. You know, it feels a lot of this is just like saying stuff to say stuff and not because it means very much at all. You know, just to do this sick flow, you know. And like, if you're gonna do the sick flow, I again, going back to the delivery thing, I would just not say it so smugly. Say it in a more crazy way or something. If you're gonna have filler bars for the entire verse, and sell it on the delivery, you gotta deliver like, don't call attention to the bars. I think sorry, I'm coming back to like stuff I already talked about, but I think your delivery here is calling attention more to the bars. Like, listen to what I'm about to say. It's crazy, but it's not. It's, you know, it's like I've said, it's not very sensical. And I think there's ways to deliver like the Busta Rhymes way, where it's not actually drawing that much attention to the lyrics, more drawing attention to the, you know, the crazy cadence and the rhythm and, you know, and the yelling and ad libs and all that stuff. So I would say, you know, either, maybe both, but either, you know, try to lean more into a delivery that doesn't say, listen to this bar, it's dope, or try to work on the bars. You know, obviously do both, but I would say those are two things that aren't helping each other at the moment in this track. All right, you better back up. I learned how to bellow. That's kind of dope. Stoke the fire ripping. What is the fire ripping? Fires don't rip. No one says that fire is ripping. Pyre glistens, get the marshmallows. all right, you started saying badass stuff and then get the marshmallows is not badass. It's, domestic and silly. Which in some contexts is fine. But I feel like if you're trying to like fucking go off, you don't want to undermine yourself with like a goofy line like that. You want to keep, this was this was almost dope. And then you like deflated the whole thing. Kicking lyrics by the ocean. That's very literal and boring. The coastal erosion broken by the tones. What? You're stopping the cliffs and the beach from eroding by rapping? Why? How does that work? Spoken at the quotient. I don't know what that means. I feel like I used to know what quotient meant, and now I don't because I'm not at school anymore. But I'm going to look it up and find out. A result obtained by dividing one quantity by another, or a degree or amount of a specified quality or characteristic. So like amount. Spoken at the amount. Yeah, so that doesn't... I still have no idea what this means. Copious atonement. What are you atoning for? How are you atoning for it? I don't know. Won't show the globe. Copious atonement. Is this one line? Copious atonement won't... That's a thing that's... This format of the lyrics, I think, is giving me a little bit of trouble where I'm not sure which things are sentence fragments that are unrelated to each other and which things are complete thoughts. You know what I mean? Because I think it's totally valid to have a ton of fragments of thoughts thrown in there and like going from one idea to the next, because I do that all the time. I can't criticize you for that. But I think splitting up everything like this makes it really hard for me to tell, especially with these lyrics that are very semi-abstract. I just don't know which thoughts are related to other thoughts in these lines. But that's a lyrics formatting criticism, which is not song related, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. Okay, copious atonement won't show the globe. We're sown and we're imploding. So enjoy COVID. Ooh, topical. And the collective of open mourning. So I guess this is kind of like fatalistic. Humanity deserves to all die of COVID. We've sown and we're imploding. And the collective. That's very grim. Again, you were talking about marshmallows a second ago, and before that you were talking about how you're like owning the VPC. Like, pick a lane, you know what I mean? Like, this would be an interesting angle for a song if this was the whole song. I would listen to that and I would be like, damn, this is harsh. This guy's mad. I feel that. I feel mad. I feel mad about the world. Like, this is super legitimate as a sentiment. I just feel like it's diminished by having it be a couple lines next to marshmallows and I'm dope. I don't know. No adoring fans, no exploring random. I would spell check and, proofread these lyrics before you put them in. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe nobody reads these all the way through like I am. But, it just feels like, it would help. No exploring randoms. Oh, there we go. See, there's the type of thing that I might have missed. I think this is a sentence, but it's broken in the middle. I would have been like, what the fuck does no exploring random mean? I bet I've done that like 3 times or 4 or 5 or 6 times up until now, and you guys are watching like, this fucking idiot is not reading the whole sentence. Sorry, it's the format. I'm doing my best. No exploring random sands. The globe is shut down for expansion till we get our stab. Okay, so like, you were rapping about being on an island, and now you're saying you can't explore random sands, which I feel like links back to like beaches and islands. So like, have we transitioned into saying all the stuff we said before is bullshit, and we're actually rapping about how we're not on an island? Because I feel like that needs to be a big deal. You don't actually have very many lyrics left to talk about this new topic that you've transitioned to. What the fuck was that? A crab riding on a deer? Can we please get back to the studio with our gear? I fucking hate it here. So wait, what? This is random. I guess this is funny. Maybe I'm not laughing, but I'm a Grinch as far as nerdcore jokes are concerned for the most part. But like, are you on the island again? You want to get back to your studio with your gear? You hate it here? This sounds like it's about the island again, and it's kind of like a whimsical, goofy island. What happened? What are you doing here? Why are you going on this weird tangent about COVID and then just going back to being on the island? I feel like maybe there's an intention here to do something poetic or meaningful about like this flight of fancy, but it's just it's not clear enough. You don't have enough clarity to take me with you on this emotional journey. I think, I just think the lyrics are not holding up. I think the delivery has the energy. It has there's a lot of, the flow is decent. I would say, the inflection needs to be less 80s bully, less smug, but the delivery is almost there. The lyrics are, I don't know. You just got to write stuff that makes more sense than this. That's the most I can say. But, this is still a 7 out of 10 for me. I think there's a lot good in this song from both people. So I don't want to shit all over it. Like I said, I'm digging really far into the things that I don't like about it because it's easier than talking all about the things I do like, especially when I have a weird plastic thing on my face and I'm drunk and it's hot. But, this is my constructive criticism. I hope it was constructive. I'm gonna call this one done. Now, I cannot see. This was at the end. Yeah. All right. Stop. Okay. Yeah. So, reason selected meme, because I talked about this at the top, but fucking, I thought this was all right, and then I saw the posts about people not appreciating it or whatever, and I'm just like, really? I didn't think it was that alienating in terms of delivery and style and production or any of that stuff. I just thought it was, it was all right. It's pretty all right. And then, again, maybe the meme was ironic, but it was you don't appreciate us. So I'm going to try to appreciate this as outsider art, because that was how it was presented in the meme, as this stuff is too beyond your perception, beyond your comprehension for you to really vibe with, because you're just not on our level yet. So yeah, let's try it out then. And I'm admittedly biased against it more now because of that meme. And again, maybe the meme was ironic and I'm a fucking herb and a dweeb for falling for it. But I can't keep up with, you got fucking Extra Dial saying they want to fuck me. You got the former Fat Boys doing poetry. You got that other Young Sullivan being weird and talking with no vowels. There's a million. You got the Crown Joels playing Billy Joel songs or something. I can't keep up with all y'all's in jokes and senses of humor. It's too much. So I'm just gonna fucking take this as it is. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. So sorry if I'm not getting your joke.
KKMS, jungle state of mind. Return to monk. State of mind, struggle, haters folding, they crumble. KKNDS, slam on the chest. Other rappers, mandibles mumble. Nah, rap hands, roll rappiness. Homo habilis, status is damages. Dinosaurian delinquency, deuter's on frequency. Plot hole, Albert Einstein. Traverse time with heavy kind and a fine wine. All relatives, my relatives. I ask the other homos, they relatives. Fuck the poor sea, we salient sapiens. Or rather, pit the hit, spin a mega moves. Fight the monk, return the monk and show your junk. Fight the monk, return the monk and show your junk. Return the monk. It's the jungle state of mind. Island gigantism, weaponized obsidian, anti-encephalized to oblivion. Opposable thumb in a vice grip, nice tip, Pleistein ice slip, bonabo, bobo, silk. Toxic time tip, tick tock, tick. How's the evolution? Cyborg gorilla. Try what you will, illa gilla, the nosy and thriller. So no skrilla for vanilla, just jungle born killers. Dama can catch one for brilla. for his look, gang, gang, hand with your lame, lame. Check the fossil reckon we ain't in the same game. A genius and genius. Now how many did my wickedness? I'll street little pigs against you idiots.
Alright, I'm gonna catch up on chat. The bust gut thing is real. Wait. Oh, you had a surgery? Oh man, I'm a fucking asshole. Sorry. I didn't know that. I didn't mute my mic. Good thing. Okay, yeah. Well, shit. I didn't mean to be like insensitive or anything. Obviously, I didn't know the backstory of stuff. Well, shit. That's legitimate then. I think, you know, I mean, I don't want to say don't talk about that if people aren't going to know about it. Maybe in the context of an album where you had a song about it or something, then it'll land more. I mean, you know, I'm doing my best to listen to all these songs, and I don't know everything. I'm sure I've missed other stuff that people got in there. Seems like from the chat. But anyway, I wanna not diminish Jungle State of Mind here, because here's the thing about Jungle State of Mind. The other stream was pretty down on this track, and I'm sort of feeling it. Now, there's stuff about it that I don't like. There's stuff about it that I really don't like. But there's stuff about it I do like. In fact, so I don't remember the order of operations. Beat first. Thugmaster J posted that stupid meme, and it made me mad. But the beat's dope. This sounds like some like B tier E40 shit, which I'm in the East Bay right now. I'm into it. You know, I'm sorry. Maybe not everybody's gonna like that type of beat, but I like it. I will say it's not transcendental. It's not outside of pop music. This is straight up hyphy. This isn't crazy. This beat isn't weird. You know, this is a normal beat. So again, maybe that meme was a joke, but you're not transcending shitty pop music. This is pretty straight up hip hop. Which, you know, I remember 10 years ago or whatever, I forget the name of Thugmaster J's group, but, you know, I gave them shit in like forum battles or whatever for, you know, doing sort of trance rap that I thought was super whack. And this is a lot doper. So, like, you know, obviously he's not doing it for me, but, you know, still, I'm into it. So I'm going to say it. I think it's dope. I don't think it's weird. It's normal. It's just a normal beat. Anyway, let's talk about the rapping. And the beat is good. I'm not trying to diminish it by saying it's normal. I think it's something I would rap on. If I heard that, I was like, oh, dope. You know, if somebody was like, hey, you want to be on a song? And I heard the beat, I was like, oh yeah, I can get down with this. You know, okay, let's do it. Now, I just lost like audio in a weird way. Hang on, 1 second. Technical difficulties. There we go. It's back. All right. As far as the rapping, the delivery is messy, you know, and they got it ill for being kind of sloppy and whatnot after however long he's been rapping, which is a really long time. And, you know, I get that, but also I'm fucking sloppy and I've been doing this for a long time. And, you know, I think sometimes that's like dope to listen to personally. Maybe it's a little bit more sloppy than I would like, but it's got a lot of Ilgil's got a lot of character to how he's rapping, and it doesn't sound like the other people going dip. So like I'm into it. I'm into hearing something that sounds like a specific person making art, you know? That I like. And then like a lot of this, I don't know what the fuck that means, but we came back to the like company flow lyrics. This is getting closer to something where it's like some of this is kind of dope. I don't know what it means, but it sounds good. It sounds like weird abstract rap. But here's the but. Fucking a lot of these are like shitty meme lines, and it's immediately dated to me. Here's the thing, you know, again, this came up in the other stream. I keep referring back to it. If this is what you want to be doing, you know, then don't listen to me. This is just my opinion about this type of thing. Like, I don't know. It's just like memes. You know, how old are we? I think Gil's older than me. You know, I started in nerdcore when I was like 16 or 17 years old. And now I'm 32 years old. So Gil's probably older than me. You know? Just like, what are we doing? I'm wearing a stupid 4chan mask and you're rapping about return to monk. You know? It's embarrassing. We should be better than this. But maybe we're not. Maybe that's just, this is who we are and we have to come to terms with it. Maybe you're already ahead of me. I don't know, man. But I think it's cringe. I think this type of shit is cringe. I think, you know, when you're not doing that, this song is pretty dope. And I think it's, you know, the ratings didn't load. I rated it like mid high, you know, like a 7 or something, I think. And I feel like it's underrated in the stars, but, you know, for whatever reason, people weren't into it. I don't know why that is, but, you know, who can account for taste, right? But I do think that, like, the song is brought down by being about monkey dicks or whatever. You know, it seems like you're capable of making a song that's better than this and chose not to. And it's not off in the ways this song is off-putting. It's not because it's too weird. It's not weird. It's just, you know, I've heard a million people on the internet talk about monk and dicks and shit, you know. It's very played out, if anything, in terms of subject matter. So, like, you know, you're not doing something that's too weird for people to appreciate. You're doing something that's, you know, trivial. So that's my objection to the song, I guess, if I have one. And again, I rated it pretty high, so I actually do enjoy this song. But, you know, fucking dick jokes. I don't know, man. Monk. I mean, I joke about that shit and send memes to my friends. I don't know if I want to commit it to record in this way, where it's like, you know, Monk is a fucking old ass meme by now too. So why? Unless your only goal is to piss people off by making old meme references, in which case, mission accomplished. But while we're talking about weird shit, I want to talk about the Whale song, which is legitimately somewhat weird and divisive, and which I really liked, which I now have to find in this list. There it is. I keep thinking of the Mr. Scruff song about whales. I don't remember the name of it, but he sampled some guy going, "There's a whale, there's a whale, there's a whalefish," he cried, "and the whale was in full view." It's fucking dope. Whalefish, whalefish, whalefish. And it's like, it's got a break beat. It's a dope song. You guys should look it up. I don't know why, but this is the only other hip-hop-ish adjacent song about whales that I've ever heard, I think. So, you know, I'm into it. All right, let's listen to the whole song like I promised.
Day 42 on the ocean blue. Two dudes out of food who could use a rescue. Yet as we gaze out onto the sea, the gulls seem to scream so mockingly. One tune to hear, and a lighthouse could go for a beer and a tight blouse. The whales of the whales serenade our sleep. I wish someone would help me off of the reef. Our island sinking, survival instincts kicking and thinking. Salt water drinking, we'll make a raft out of a bunch of trash. Tied all together with our pants as the mast. Let's beg a sea goddess to cut our losses. Living off lobsters and loot crate contents. Conjured monsters threaten our progress. swimming ashore. The only option, let me get a white claw. Send us a light squall, wash up a nice bong. We'll talk all night long. We need a bite dog, maybe a nice log, clinging tight locked while we sing our plight song.
Yeah. So, like, I think that's fucking dope. That's just my, like, gut reaction to that, is that's fucking dope. There's a lot in it that you can criticize. I think, you know, the mix is a little rough. The vocals are competing with, you know, mid-range frequencies from the beat. It's a little messy. The delivery is a little rough. Some of the lyrics are not great. You know, and I'll get into more of that, I guess. But, like, you know, I'm not really reviewing this song. Hang on a second. Sorry, I had the most insane nose itch of all time. All right. I don't know if I'm reviewing this song so much as just like appreciating it as something that's like left field, I guess. You know, and if the other song was claiming to be left field, this is something that is legitimately left field and better for it, you know. Again, I don't remember these guys' other songs. That's probably not a good thing. I don't remember most of the songs in the VPC, but like this stood out to me every time people mention the fucking Whale song or mention something similar to the Whale song. I'm like, yo, the Whale song was dope. I've been saying this to people. So, you know, fucking the Whale song is good. Let's talk about it. The beat, it's got didgeridoos. Nobody else has a didgeridoo. The horn or whatever, I think that's from the Amen Brother sample, is abrasive. It's pitch bending, I think. It comes out of there like a fucking forlorn howl. It's awesome. Fuck. This is good. You know? And then the rapping is like, I think I said on the stream, the other stream, like, this beat sounds like LP on horse tranquilizers, you know? It's chaotic. It's elements crashing together. It feels like, you know, a beach and not an idealized version of a sunny beach. It feels like a stormy beach with like uncomfortable rocks that you fucking cut your hand on, you know. You stepped on a crab and it pinched your foot and you're bleeding. I don't know, you know, your friend's drowned. It feels intense and like it's got a ton of character, and I love this beat. And I really like the rapping also. You know, I don't know if these guys are, if this rapper is tremendously dope. You know, I don't know if he can slay a cipher or whatever, but he's not falling into those fucking pitfalls that most of the people in the, you know, or at least most of the less experienced rappers in this competition keep falling into. He's doing something that's naturalistic, you know. Maybe it's a little shaky with the syllable cadence and shit, but like, it's, you know, it's not abrasive to me in the way of just like, this is cringy, this is annoying. It's not. It's a dude talking about whatever. So I'm really into that. I feel like it fits with the sort of slow, stoned out mood of the beat. That's all really good, in my opinion. You know, I don't look for songs that are super polished. I don't like it when songs are too polished. In fact, you know, I actually like it when it sounds like it was maybe recorded in one take, or, you know, like they should have done more takes and they didn't. That's my fucking shit, personally, you know. I often like those, radio freestyles on albums more than the real songs and stuff. So, a lot of things about this appeal to me personally that aren't going to be everybody's shit, but I'm going to talk about my shit. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the lyrics. I think so the lyrics are probably the weakest part. Once you actually read them out, they're kind of trite, They're not actually that great. In fact, they're doing a lot of what other songs did. But the way they're delivered and the context of the beat is so good that I don't care. Honestly, I thought this guy was rapping about being a whale because he said, what did he say? I wish someone would help me off the reef. I think actually this is a part of a problem with the song where a lot of this, sorry, I'm reaching for the screen to gesticulate and you can't see it. A lot of like these two verses are drowned out by the beat and I didn't hear them. And one of the first things I heard was, I wish someone would help me off the reef. I was like, this guy's rapping about being a whale. That's crazy. And it's actually not. It's not actually that crazy. So I do like the song slightly less because of my realization that I'm having at this moment. But still, it's easy to understand what these words are saying. They're not super abstract, it's saying stuff. Some of them are a little bit corny, but they're not that bad. They're not that bad either. They're not whiffing hard with the lyrics, Some of this stuff, our pants is the mask feels a little bit like, corny, immature. I get that that's something you could do, but it also feels like you're saying pants because haha pants. Maybe I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but that's the vibe I get of just like, don't go for that nerdcore humor, in my opinion. If you love nerdcore humor and your fans love nerdcore humor, then fuck me, do it. But whatever. I don't want to dig into the lyrics that much because I think that despite the lyrics being okay and not amazing, everything else about this is so good that it just, I don't know. It really sticks out to me as a song that's, when I get to it in the playlist, I'm like, oh yeah, this one. This is tight. So that's really all I have to say about it. It's strange and it's taking some risks, I think. And I think it paid off for them. And I wish them the best. All right. Perfect Cell tomorrow in 50 seconds. 60 seconds. 50 seconds. Joey Z told me to review his song because he kicked off all this anger and resentment that people are now in my chat saying that they're not mad. Actually, they're totally chill, which maybe it's true. But, there were lots of Facebook discourses. So, Joey Z caused all of it because he's a monster. So I'm going to review his song. And if I don't like something, I'm going to say it because I know he'll probably still be my friend.
Woke up on some Wu-Tang shit. Only 1 o'clock, great, not too late yet. Get up, get brushed, it gets tough. Stepping up and delivering every time it's that motherfucker who can't miss. Put on a random pair of socks and if they match, sick. Feed the cats, change the litter, scoop the cat piss. I should probably eat before I get too hyperactive. Get too distracted with my long list of microactions. Fuck it, try to wash the dishes. I think about my laundry then immediately forget it. I turned on a podcast and didn't even listen. God damn it, I walked away for a minute and forgot all about them dishes. Bring the motherfucking ruckus, write a couple rhymes down and every one of them buckets. Run it like a thief in the night who screams in the mic cause it keeps you alive till finally get a piece of the pie. Alright, wind down with the long rib gauntlet. Oh shit, totally forgot to do the laundry. I guess I'll do that shit tomorrow.
Alright. So here's the thing that's difficult for me right now. Is I'm going to sound like a giant asshole because I don't really have anything negative to say about this. I'm going to sound very partisan here. I think just about everything here is good. In fact, I want to talk about Jay-Z for a second because for a long time when I was younger, when I was more into like demigods and quote unquote real hip hop and bullshit like that, I was like, Jay-Z sucks. He doesn't rhyme enough syllables. I've got more into Jay-Z. I still don't like a lot of his albums that people like aesthetically. I like Reasonable Doubt more. So I'm probably not, I haven't completed my journey into being a huge Jay-Z stan. But like, what I learned to appreciate about Jay-Z is more than almost anyone else in hip hop. When I look at Jay-Z on the record, rhyming, and I listen to Jay-Z talking and giving interviews and the things that he does in his life, there's no disconnect. He's putting himself on the record. That's who he is. You're getting, he's like, he's telling you he's like this ice cold business guy who's all about the money. And that's the life that he generally seems to live. I don't know him. I don't know. He could be pulling the wool over my eyes, but like, it's very different from a lot of rappers who are like, I'm all about the money, and then they do dumbass shit and crash their Bugatti off a bridge, because they're on coke. Jay-Z actually put that persona on the record, and it was seemingly who he was. And that feels like there's something powerful about that genuineness. Even if Jay-Z's on-record persona is not super outlandish or anything, it seems like, shit, this is the guy. And I think that's what Joey has succeeded in doing. You watch one of his video streams and then you listen to his music, it's the same person. It's exactly the same energy. And I think that's incredibly successful. It's hard to do that and also, rap really well, rap good. And that's what's happening here. So it's really hard for me to say like that much bad about it. Any like, flubbed rhyme or whatever, who gives a fuck? This is working. The content here is solid. It's not about being on an island, which I think is good. I rapped about being on an island, which I'll talk about more later. But I think in general, the right move is to find a way to snake the subject matter in a way that, people are surprised when they hear your song and they hear something that someone else in the competition hasn't done before. Because you want to bring something that's you and memorable. And I think this is good, I'm not going to critique the bars because they're good. The song's really short, which in this context is cool. The beat I think is good. It's not there's chops happening there. There's not a lot of like else besides the amen break being brought in, which is fine. It feels like kind of a mixtape joint. It's not a beat where I'd hear it come on like, Annie up and I'd be like, oh shit, here's this beat. It's just sort of a DJ throws the record on type of beat. I know there's chopping and stuff. I don't want to diminish that, but it's just the amen break, texturally, there's not a big kick or whatever, at least that I can hear on these headphones. I know I fucked up with that before. Sorry, Artemis. But anyway, yeah, I think the beat's not getting in the way of this song, and I think it works really well, So that's what I have to say about this one. I think, it's not trying to do too much crazy shit at once. I think it's trying to do one really specific thing, and it does it without error, which I think there's a lot to say for that. It's not this sprawling epic with a skit and a fucking, three different instruments in the beat and all this stuff. It's just, it's stripped down and raw, and that's really honestly the type of music that does it for me the most. So I like it a lot. They're talking a lot of shit, but they're killing it in my opinion. So I'm crossing this out. Now I'm gonna do my song, and I was wondering how to talk about this track because like we've been scored pretty high. I don't want to say like we're gonna win the popular vote because then we probably won't, but we were in the lead of the popular vote for most of the last week, and it seems like now maybe some people will overtake us. Deshko might. I forget who else, but there's other really good people in there who deserve to be rated really high, who were not rated as high as us, and now maybe they are. So I don't want to be too too braggadocious or anything, but people seem to like this track, which is dope. The context of this track in particular, we struggled to get it in on time. I know Beaker was dealing with stuff. I don't know the particulars of that. One weekend I went on a camping trip that I'd been planning for months. That's on me for sure. We had another track to do along with Celine and Liz. We had to do that love battle or whatever. I know that I think gave them a bit of a hard time as well to do that at the same time as we were supposed to be doing this other track. I had a friend who got the shit beat out of him by cops and might still lose his eye, so I was trying to get money together to pay his medical expenses for a week and a half. So I was distracted, and I wrote this rap 2 days before the deadline, and I didn't have a beat yet from Beaker, so I wrote it on a YouTube beat, and I was like, this grammar shit is confusing, and I'm drunk, and I'm gonna pretend like I got hit in the head with a coconut. I'm gonna rap like a caveman. I think that's funny. It was really funny to me to see people who I really respect as rappers pulling up this garbage and going it's KABUTO. He raps good. I'm like, what the fuck? This is trash. It's funny. It's on purpose trash, but I don't think it's that good. The only time I'm like, this is dope is Plain Down, No Survivor, NTSB, Open Shut. Maybe because there's more syllables. Maybe I'm still, maybe I need to let go of my desire to have lots of dope, choppy syllables and just rap slower with less words. Because I did rap with less words and more space for breathing because I knew I was going to have to do this in one take. So maybe that's what I need to work on myself. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned here. But anyway, I think this is really stupid, this shit that I wrote, and it's really funny that people like it this much. Beaker's beat, I think here's the thing. I think it's dope as fuck, D&B or whatever it is. If that played when I was playing a racing game or something, I'd go crazy. I'd hit every drift perfect. I'd hit all those lines. I'd get first place in the video game race. My only real objection to it, and this isn't really Beaker's fault. It's so high speed and dense that it makes my slow, sparse caveman idiot raps sound even worse and stupider. But maybe, since that's the joke, maybe that contrast is actually a good thing, and I need to take my ego out of this equation and appreciate that me sounding like a fucking idiot is good for the song conceptually. I'm really thinking through this verbally out loud right now. That's basically it. I think I rapped on a very boom bap generic YouTube beat. I typed 90 BPM boom bap beat into YouTube search, and that's what I rapped on. And, so this took it in a very different direction. So I was like, whoa. But, again, the people seem to like it. I'm interested to see what the judges think, because I was taken aback by how well received this last minute entry has been. So I'm not trying to make excuses for my part of this song, and I'm not trying to say it's better or worse than people think it is. I just think it's an interesting one, and I want to come to this with some humility, because I know that probably every single one of the other people that I've just gone after like this has had shit in their life going on. They've probably not had 3 full free weeks to work on this. They've probably had emotional events in their lives, and et cetera, et cetera. So, I do appreciate that. And I don't want to act as if, everybody owes this competition 100% every week, every time, because, man, it's for fun. And so that's life, man. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's our song. I still think it's pretty funny. I think, I didn't realize at the time, you don't have to rap about being on an island. if I had realized that, I might have taken it in a different direction. I'm not very good at reading these challenges. At the beginning of this competition, I sort of was like, Beaker, what are we supposed to do? I didn't even go to the website. I was just like, Beaker, what are we supposed to do? And he would tell me. And I'd be like, all right, whatever. But over time, I've gotten more into it. I've started going to the page and being like, oh my God, when's the next challenge dropping? Holy shit, we're going to fucking murk it. So, you know, in general, I've gotten more involved in this VPC than round 1 and round 0, which is dope, I think. I'm getting character development. I'm getting back into nerdcore, for better or for worse. I'm wearing my stupid 4chan mask again. What the fuck? People keep commenting every time I post something. For the last 15 years or something crazy like that, anytime I posted anything, people would be like, wow, I can't believe you're alive. I'm like, yes, I'm fucking alive, you guys. People have lives. People don't make nerdcore rap every year forever. You know? I'm sorry. I appreciate the positive sentiment, but it's just like, every time I do anything, someone says, wow, you're alive, which is really annoying. I've heard it like 20 times. Anyway, sorry you guys. I love you. Yeah. So it didn't have to be about an island, but it was. I did fuck up the grammar stuff. I tried not to, but I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Judges, if you're on this stream, close it now. Your judges of the VPC are not allowed to listen to this. I did not proofread this once. I thought I was smart enough to avoid saying to be verbs without proofreading it. I was wrong, and I was also drunk. So that's what happened. I caught one of them afterward, after I recorded everything and sent it to Beaker. I was like, oh shit, there's a R in there, and then I had him bleep it out. I missed the other one, and people were like, haha, KABUTO probably did that as a funny joke. Well, guess what? I'm just a dumbass. But yeah, that's our song. I think it's cool. I think it's funny. I think, you know, I think the beat's dope. I just think, you know, it's so different from what you'd expect, maybe, that I understand why Joey is mad, because I sent him the demo, but nobody else heard the demo and they think it's dope. So maybe that was the real shit. Anyway, that's all the songs that I picked out. If somebody else wanted to be reviewed, say it in the fucking chat right now. You have 15 seconds. No, 30 seconds. I'm going to count down. I'm going to use the stopwatch website again. Let the record show, nobody wanted me to review their song. Again, I don't think anybody wants a review. I think they just want people to say that was awesome. So, no one's allowed to complain on the Facebook group about not getting good reviews ever again, because I got 0 requests for reviews and I did several. So that's what happens. I'm putting an end to the drama. It's over. No more threads. No more posting. Everyone stop posting. That's it. I'm going to have dinner now. I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and good luck on the next round if you're in the VPC. If you're not,